when we first went to Rush and we first worked out an arrangement, an agreement, and a contract, he was laborious in trying to figure out what our tastes were. So there was a lot of cutting out of pictures and magazines and discussions and videos, and each time it would filter down into a little bit thinner channel. So he was getting a real clear idea from Kathy and a little bit from me in terms of what your interests were, what sort of colors you liked, what sort of fabrics you liked, what sort of a home you really wanted to have. And that's, I think, the listening aspect. He's an acute listener, and he's able to respond to what you're seeking, so that we felt all along the process that he was helping us build the home that we wanted. We were living at that time on the East Coast, and the trust factor was huge. WRJ was responsive, they were engaging, they were quick to follow up when we made phone calls and when we came to visit, and willing and anxious to deal with the architect that we'd chosen and with the builder that we'd chosen.
And it's not just a house, it's the home, and one of the most important things to me was to feel like I had a voice, because I'm pretty opinionated and know what I like, but I don't necessarily know how to get there. Working with Rush on the particulars, if I couldn't see his vision, he was so patient with me. And it wasn't that was his vision and that was the way it had to be. It was him seeing a whole picture when I could only see an aspect of it. So it was definitely a give and take. And what was so much fun in the whole thing is the trust we had in him and with him. I was my own worst enemy with the budget, because I'd see something I love and have to have it. But then what we did is we would go, and maybe there were other places where we could cut back. So they and gave wonderful choices. It wasn't, we didn't ever feel like we were compromised on the quality by price point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Doing something like we did on this scale, long distance, that's a big undertaking. So I'd have to say, yes, we got more than what we asked for, and above and beyond expectations. One thing I remember when we were in the whole deciding and choosing, Rush promised me, "You'll have a beautiful home." And I think he had me at hello with that. So yes, exceeded expectations.
And he added value at every step of the process from the very beginning. And he was critical in this process beyond kind of the traditional concept of what an interior designer does. He has a skill set that far exceeds what I think some people have in mind as interior design. The other thing I'd say about Rush and Klaus and the whole team is they're fun.
Oh my gosh, so much fun.
They become friends, and that's not always the case when you're at the end of a building process. And I would like to think that we had a spectacular builder who built with integrity. We had a wonderful, wonderful architect, and Rush was just at the top of his game, and is I think just a quality businessman with a real strong vision. And he made sure that he lined up his vision with what we were seeking, particularly what Kathy was seeking in this house. So worked out very nicely.